SwayamPrabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Dear students, you are welcome in this class. This class pertains to the agronomy of oilseed, fiber and sugar crops course, and title of the lecture is Origin, History, Spread, Taxonomy, Morphology, Climate, Soil, Improved Varieties and Cultural Requirement of sesame. And I am Dr. Dinesh Kumar, Principal Scientist from Division of Agronomy, ICAR, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, Pusa, New Delhi. So, learning objectives of this lecture are to get the knowledge of the origin, history, spread, climate and soil requirement of sesame crop, to detail the morphology, improved varieties and cultural requirement of sesame crop for higher yields and quality. So, some glossary, some difficult words. Let us see development. Qualitative changes of character during the progression of an organism through its life cycle as between vegetative and reproductive stage. Foliage, green leaves of growing plants. Plant leaves collectively often used in reference to above ground development of forage plants. Hygroscopic water, water held tightly by adhesion to soil particles. It is not available to plants and remains in soil after air drying, and this kind of water is held at very high tension. Limiting factor, environmental variable found at a level that restricts the performance of the organism. Maturity, readiness for harvest of a crop, a stage when a plant reaches maximum development in terms of yield, quality or physiological characteristics. Soil test based recommendations, suggested amount of nutrient or amendment to be added to soil to achieve expected crop yield based on nutrient supplying power of the soil. Soluble granule SG, a dry granular formulation that forms a solution when added to water. Soil aeration, condition and sum of all processes affecting soil pore space, gaseous composition and availability of oxygen for use by soil biota and or soil chemical oxidation reaction. Soil amendment, materials such as lime, gypsum, compost, animal manures or crop residue, etc. that is applied to the soil to enhance plant growth is soil amendment. Soil fertility is quality of a soil that enables it to provide nutrients in adequate and balanced amount for growth of plants or crops. Spatial variability, spatially variability relates to space. The variation in soil properties laterally across the landscape or vertically downward through the soil, means with the space what kind of changes happen in soil. Vacuum storage, storage in a sealed container from which all or nearly all air has been evacuated before sealing. More generally, storage in a partial vacuum. Now we start the crop sesame and particularly the importance of the sesame crop. Many of you might be knowing that sesame is also called as til, and which is used for several purposes in the country. You can see the good crop of til, and it has pink flower, it can have white flowers also. So, sesame seed is used as a nourishing food after dehulling and also as a flavoring agent. Hull accounts for 15 to 20% of whole seed and contains 2 to 3% oxalic acid and 1 to 2% calcium and high in fiber. So, sesame seeds are really very nutritious. Black varieties contain a higher level of oxalic acid and fiber and lower protein levels than white varieties. Hull has an intense bitter taste and oxalates chelate calcium to render it biologically unavailable. Dehulling removes oxalates and improves nutritional and flavor of meal and reduces fiber content. Dehulled seed is an ingredient in a large variety of sweetmeats and confectionaries, quite commonly used across the world. In certain parts, ghani press cake from dehulled seed is used as an ingredient in curry preparations. Seeds have medicinal value also and considered emollient, diuretic, lactagogue and nourishing tonic. A paste of seeds mixed with butter is helpful in treatment of bleeding piles. A decoction of sesame seed mixed with linseed is used as an aphrodisiac. Powdered sesame seeds with rice and honey are used to prepare funeral cakes called pindas, which are offered to the ancestors of Hindus in the Shraddha ceremony by the Sapinadas or relations of the deceased. The bulk of sesame oil, more than 82% produced in India, is utilized for edible purposes. This is good quality oil. And it is also widely used in manufacture of soaps, cosmetics, perfumes, insecticide and in some pharmaceutical products. Small quantities are used in the preparation of scented hair oils and also in therapy as a vehicle for fat-soluble substances. Oil is also used in formulation of antacids and ointments and for injecting fat-soluble substances. It is also used in insecticidal sprays. Since this oil is highly stable and does not get rancid, it is blended with other oils to increase its stability. Rancid or kind of rancidity, a student might understand that rancidity kind of fermentation of the fat in the presence of air or oxygen, and some bad smell or bad odor comes from the rancid materials. Oil is also used for tanners for oiling up tanned cow hides and goat and sheep skins. Sesame cake, or you can also call sesame meal, obtained as a byproduct of the oil milling industry, is rich in protein, vitamins, particularly niacin, and minerals like calcium and phosphorus. So, it is really good source of calcium and phosphorus. Oil cake is valued as livestock feed, valued ingredient of poultry feed due to high methionine content. So, really it is good that methionine we know is essential amino acid. Cake is edible and eaten mixed with sugar by poor people. It is also added sometimes to the bread to improve palatability and nutritional value. It is also used as a source of material for proteins used in making glues. The protein may be used for the preparation of calcium proteinate and protein hydrolysates for oral administration. Dehulling of seeds prior to oil extraction results in a significant increase in protein of flour and decrease in crude fiber, oxalic acid and acid insoluble ash. Let us see the origin and history of sesamum. Sesamum indicum, the scientific name is Sesamum indicum L, and commonly we call it till, and synonymous with Sesamum oriental L. Family is Pedaliaceae and is oldest oilseed known. Archaeological evidence suggests that it was a highly prized crop in Babylon and Assyria, present-day Iraq, and before it was known as Babylon, and similarly Assyria is now known as Syria, 4,000 years ago or before. Charred sesame seeds were found in Harappa on the Indian subcontinent dating back to almost the same era, 3050 to 3500 BC. So, it suggests that India could have used till at that stage. Sesame oil is known to have been used for mummification in Egypt. As you know, in Egypt people prepare mummies. Linguistic evidence from ancient India suggests that sesame may have been the oilseed par excellence. Genetic, morphological and phytochemical evidence support the hypothesis that domesticated sesame originated on the Indian subcontinent. So, there are evidences which prove that this crop originated in the Indian subcontinent. Cultivation and use of sesame in China are also ancient, and in the 6th century BC, the seed apparently achieved enough prominence to be used as currency also. From China, it is spread to Japan in 702 AD. Portuguese introduced sesame to Brazil, where it is known as gengelim, a name that is so directly comparable with the Indian name gingerly. So, in India, as you know, sesame is also known as gingerly, as to suggest it was from their Indian colonies, means they took it from India to Brazil. Sesame is cultivated for its seeds, which contain 38 to 54% oil of very high quality and 18 to 25% protein. That means this is really very energy rich crop or energy rich seed. Now, let us see the world area, production and productivity of sesame. And friends, you can see this table. In the first column you can see the year. So, it is at 10 years interval 1961, 71, 1981, 91, 2001, 11, 19, 2020, etc. Now, you see area, what is happening to area of til or sesame in India. In 1961, it was 4.96 million hectare. 1 million is equal to 10 to the power 6. And then in 1971, it increased to 6.08, and then there was slight increase here and there. But in 2011, you see area has increased to 8.4 million hectare, and in 2019, it has become 13 million hectare, and then in 2020, it has become almost 14 million hectare. 1 year, 1 million hectare jump from 2019 to 2020. So, you can see it is really good that area under sesame has increased from 4.96 million hectare in 1961 to almost 14 million hectare in 2020. Similarly, production also, you see, we used to have only 1.42 million tons in 1961, and which has increased to 4.7 million tons in 2011. And then in 2019, production was 6.55 million tons, and in 2020, 6.80 million tons, which is really a significant amount. Similarly, the productivity of this crop in the world has also increased. So, in the world, you can see the productivity is 286 in 1961, then 318, and finally, the world productivity is 487 kilogram per hectare. Now, nations producing sesame during 2020, area is highest in Sudan. You can see 5.17 million hectare, and then in India 1.52 million hectare, and Myanmar 1.5 million hectare, and then in Tanzania 0.96 and Nigeria. So, you can see overall that Sudan and India are having very high area compared to other countries, and you can see the production. So, is almost production. Sudan has highest production of 1.52 million tons, and India has 0.66 million tons, Myanmar 0.74 million tons, Tanzania 0.71 million tons, Nigeria 0.49 million tons. And then see the productivity. Productivity is highest in Nigeria, 788 kilogram per hectare, followed by number 2 position is for Tanzania, 739 kg per hectare, and third is Myanmar, where it is 493 kg per hectare. In India, it is low, somewhere around 432 kilogram per hectare, which is matter of concern. So, now we need to see that what are the causes for low yield of sesame in India. Cultivation of marginal and sub-marginal lands. This is the main reason, because linseed as people think, does not need lot of inputs, water, fertilizer, nutrients, pesticides, etc. And it is grown on marginal or low fertile soils. So therefore, by default, the productivity of till or sesame on such soil will be low. Poor plant stand and crop husbandry. So there are, if there is no proper crop stand and no cultural practices are efficient, then we may have low productivity of sesame. Large number of diseases and insect pests also occur. If they remain uncontrolled, then also productivity will be limited. Then limited yield potential and narrow adaptability of varieties. We really lack variety in sesame crop. We need more and quite good varieties are required that may be tolerant or resistant to biotic and abiotic stresses. Limited use of improved seed by farmers, another constraint for lower yield of sesame, that the seed replacement rate of this particular crop is less. So farmers are not getting good seed, certified seed of high quality. That may be also the reason for lower yields. Slow transfer of production technology to farmers. This is yet another reason for lower productivity of till in India. Now see what is the position of till or sesame in India. 5 states producing sesame for the year 2022-23. Now you can see the area. Area is highest in Uttar Pradesh, which is number 1 in area, followed by Madhya Pradesh, number 2, 0.29 million hectare, then West Bengal, Rajasthan and Gujarat. Gujarat is at 5th number. Now coming to production, West Bengal has the highest production, 0.25 million tons. Now you can see that though the area is highest in Uttar Pradesh, but production is highest in West Bengal. The reason being the productivity. You can see West Bengal has the highest productivity of sesame, which is 973 kilograms per hectare, and UP has very small productivity, 232 kg per hectare, which is at 5th place. So now you can see that production, it is highest in West Bengal, followed by Madhya Pradesh, and third rank goes to Rajasthan, 0.08 million tons production. And you can see the yield highest in West Bengal, as already told to you, and Gujarat is number 2 in productivity, which is 732 kilograms per hectare, and MP occupies third place, which is having 504 kilograms per hectare productivity of sesame. Now coming to taxonomy. Taxonomy is basically classification of the plants, and genus Sesamum, one among 13 genera of family Pedaliaceae, consists of 36 species, including cultivated species, which is Sesamum indicum L. In India, besides Sesamum indicum, 2 species like Sesamum prostratum and Sesamum laciniatum have been found to grow widely. In Africa, there are 17 species have been noted as wild. The cytogenetic knowledge of the genus is limited, and chromosome numbers are known only for about 1/3 of species. The somatic chromosome number of Sesamum indicum is 2n is equal to 26. If somatic chromosome number is 2n is equal to 26, then n will be 13. So far, 3 broad groups have been recognized. You can see on the next slide, these are 3 important groups. Group 1 has n is equal to 13, and it is cultivated species, name is Sesamum indicum, and wild is S. elatum and S. malabaricum. Group 2 include other species like it has n is equal to 16, and cultivated species is S. prostratum, and wild species in this group having n is equal to 16 is S. angulans, S. laciniatum, S. skenki, and S. capense. So these are the species in this group, and third group has n is equal to 32, and cultivated species is Sesamum occidental, and wild species in this group having n is equal to 32 is Sesamum radiatum. So this is how they are classified based upon chromosome numbers. Now, progenitor species of cultivated Sesamum indicum are not known. True wild species of sesame found in tropical Africa and India produce viable F1 seeds, but F1 hybrids are sterile except for Skanky indicum hybrids. That is yet another limitation for this crop. Some wild species are known to have resistance to diseases, insect pests and drought, but hybridization barriers have prevented gene transfer. Now we go to morphology. Morphology is basically external appearance of the plants, how they look, what kind of shoots are there, how the root growth happens and so on. So it is basically sesame is an annual or occasionally perennial crop, and its height is 50 to 250 centimeter. The range is quite wide. Morphology extremely variable. Branched or unbranched. In some you will see branching, in some sesame species you will not see branching, and maybe green, erect, quadrangular, longitudinally furrowed, growth determinate or indeterminate. Determinate growth and indeterminate means in determinate growth, first the plant will obtain certain vegetative stage and then it will flower. And in indeterminate growth habit, plants will have initially vegetative growth and then flowering or reproductive growth will happen together. They will grow hand in hand. That is the difference in determinate and indeterminate growth habit. So leaves are alternate or maybe opposite also. Sesame has an extensive root system that makes it very tolerant of drought. Leaves hairy, ovate, broad and dull green. Flowers are white to pale pink, bell-shaped, develop at leaf axils along the stems and usually self-pollinated. Now you can see the fruit, deeply grooved capsules. So you can see here the picture of the capsules, and they are split and containing seed. These capsules contain seeds. So you can see the capsules are attached to the plant here. On the right picture, extreme right picture, you can see closely. Have a look on the capsules of sesame. They are just like pod in some other crops, and here they are called as capsules, the fruiting body of sesame. Now let us see the seeds, and variable in color, small and flat with a point at one end, white or black. They are normally white or black. So you can see the picture of black seeds of sesame or til and off-white color of the seeds. Now let us see the climate and ecosystem, is what kind of environmental conditions are required by this crop. So basically considered a crop of the tropics and subtropics. The diversity of local ecotypes well adapted to their particular locality is an indication of the plant's potential in this respect. Sesame's main distribution is between 25 degrees south and 25 degree north, but it can be found growing up to 40 degree north latitude in China, Russia and the USA, and up to the 30 degrees south latitude in Australia and 35 degrees south latitude in South America. So you can see it really has very wide distribution. Grown in Himalayas also up to the height of 1250 meter, and in Nepal up to 2000 meter it can be grown. High altitude types of varieties are usually small, quick growing and relatively unbranched, with frequently only one flower per leaf axil and low seed yield. These are some limitations, but it can be grown on high altitudes also. Within varieties, yields invariably decrease with altitude. As you go up, as you take one single variety and you go up on the altitude, the yield will decline. Oil percent normally decreases with altitude in the same variety. Temperature for optimum growth from seedling emergence to flowering and fruiting ranges from 27 to 33 degrees centigrade. So this is the range of temperature. Considerable genotype variation in germination response to temperature exists. 25 to 27 degrees centigrade temperature encourages rapid germination, initial growth and flower initiation. If temperature falls below 20 degrees centigrade for any length of time, germination and seedling growth will be delayed. And if it comes down even say 10 or less than 10, then all physiological activities of the plant will stop. High temperature, particularly night, promote stem growth and leaf production. 40 degrees centigrade or above at flowering can seriously affect fertilization and number of capsules set. So you can see excess temperature can affect not just vegetative growth, but it can also affect the reproductive growth of the crop. A frost-free growing period is required, as frost at maturity will kill the plants and reduce seed and oil quality. Basically, it is a short day plant, the sesame, and with a 10-hour day will normally flower in 40 to 50 days, but many varieties have become locally adapted to various light periods. When varieties are introduced to other areas which have a similar day length but different rainfall or temperature patterns, there is considerable variation in growth and yield from that in their original place. Light intensity has a significant morphogenic effect influencing yield and oil content. So mainly this light intensity influences plant growth via affecting the photosynthesis. So every plant, whether C3 plant or C4 plant, they need ideal light intensity or optimum light intensity for higher rates of photosynthesis. If you get higher photosynthesis, means you get higher production of dry matter, and finally you can get higher yields of the crops. So rate of net total dry matter production per unit of ground area is related to the daily amount of photosynthetically active radiation intercepted by the crop. Reduced solar radiation depresses dry matter production and seed yield, as just now I have told you, because it reduces the photosynthesis. Narayana and Reddy 1982 concluded that poor yields of sesame were due to low amount of daily sunshine, average being just for 4 to 8 hours in cloudy weather, rainy season, as compared to an average 12.5 hour in summer at Hyderabad. So not just light intensity, but sunshine hours are also important for dry matter production. In intercropping systems, sesame yields can be drastically reduced due to shading by the companion crop, particularly when your companion crop is taller than this crop. A stage at which shading occurs has a great influence on the level of yield reduction. Recent advances in plant breeding reduced plant height of crops like sorghum, millets and pigeon pea, improving thereby the potential of sesame as an intercrop. So here the sesame is basically grown in rain-fed areas where you got certain cereals, millets, some pulses, and which are grown on rainfall. So under those conditions, if you go for intercropping, then you need shorter plants. So in this direction, some breeding efforts have been made. Now we have relatively shorter cereal plants and certain pulses where sesame can be easily intercropped and the shading effect can be minimized. So it has a great adaptability with regard to rainfall also. It will produce a good crop with a rainfall of just 500 to 650 millimeter, but down to 300 millimeter and up to 1000 millimeter will also produce a crop under certain conditions. So you can see that it has very wide adaptability with respect to rainfall. For maximum yields, precipitation should be distributed over period of plant growth as follows: germination to first bud formation 35%, bud formation to main flowering 45%, and flowering to maturity 20%. Of course, this distribution is not in our hand, but if we get a trend, we can set the planting time or sowing time accordingly. Heavy rain at flowering drastically reduces yield, and if cloudy weather persists for a long period, at this time yield can be exiguous. So here you can say there should not be rainfall at flowering stage. If it happens at flowering stage, it can reduce the seed yield. Crop is extremely susceptible to waterlogging, and heavy continuous rains at any time during growth greatly increase the incidence of fungal diseases. So, definitely this waterlogging may cause reduced supply of oxygen to the plant roots, and which may in turn result in reduced uptake of nutrient and water, and plant growth may be adversely affected. Secondly, these waterlogged conditions can invite infestation of insect pests and diseases. So, immediately you need to go for drainage of this water. It is a drought resistant crop capable of withstanding a high degree of water stress. However, during the plant establishment phase, it is extremely susceptible to moisture shortage. Once established, crop will grow almost entirely on stored soil moisture. Ability to produce a crop under diverse conditions makes it an important crop under semi-arid conditions. Sesame is susceptible to wind damage after the main stem has elongated. So, this may be a serious issue. In the valleys of Kashmir, very cold winds from mountains during early growth and flowering stages cause severe injury to the plants. So, prior to flowering, stems can be badly bruised, sometimes broken and damaging the terminal shoots, leading to distorted growth. At flowering, both buds and flowers may be stripped from plants, or damaged buds produce aborted flowers. So, heavy storms can virtually strip plants of all leaves and recovery is slow. So, therefore, you can see too windy conditions or too stormy conditions are not good for this crop, as damage can be done to this crop. Now, let us see the soil requirement of sesame crop. It grows well on wide range of soils. It can be grown on alphizoles, antizoles, vertizoles, altizoles. So, these are orders of the soil from sandy to clay soils, but thrives best in well drained, moderately fertile soils for being medium in texture. So, you can see well drained soils are needed. There should not be any waterlogging conditions for this crop. Shallow soils with impervious subsoil are not suitable. On lighter, gravelier or sandy upland soils in drier zones, growth and yield are often depressed due to poor moisture retention and low soil fertility. So, such kind of marginal lands are really not good for linseed. Soils with a neutral reaction are preferred, although good results have been obtained in slightly acidic and slightly alkaline soils. That means too acidic or too saline or too alkaline soils are not good. Sesame does not thrive on acid soils. Many soils on which sesame is grown are saline or partly saline. There is considerable variation among cultivars in the degree of tolerance to salinity. Now, we need to check what kind of cropping systems are there where this crop is fitted. So, sesame being a short duration crop, it fits well into a number of sequences and intercropping systems in various parts of India, both under rain-fed and irrigated conditions. So, it fits well in sequential and intercropping systems and rice fallow. So, there are a number of opportunities where this sesame crop can be fitted. It can be fitted in sequential cropping systems, that is simply the crop rotations. So, there are number of crop rotations maybe for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years or more, where linseed can be fitted. Similarly, there are number of intercropping systems where sesame finds its place, that we will discuss shortly, and there are of course ample chance to grow sesame after the harvest of the rice in rice fallows. So, now let us start in the sequential cropping systems where this sesame is grown. So, sesame can find a place in any of the seasons like Kharif, Rabi and summer in different regions in different crop sequences. Normally in northern India it is grown as a Kharif crop, but in South India, in East India it can be grown as a Rabi as well as summer crop also. So, some of the common crop sequences followed in different sesame growing regions are given on next slides. So, you can see these are different sequential cropping systems or rotations where you can have sesame. So, for Andhra Pradesh, you can see rice sesame, rice groundnut sesame, sesame upland rice, sesame horse gram, sugarcane sesame, sesame finger millet, sorghum or horse gram, either sorghum or either horse gram. Bihar, you can see rice, potato, sesame, then rice, wheat, sesame. So, here sesame is being taken in summer. Sesame, maize, chickpea and then sesame, and maize, wheat, sesame, fallow, mustard, wheat, mustard or wheat or potato. Means here you can have fallow during the Kharif season and mustard or wheat or potato during the winter season or Rabi season, and then sesame in the summer season. This is in Daira land or Diara lands in Bihar. Now, you can see the rotations for Gujarat. Sesame, wheat, mustard means in Kharif it is sesame, in Rabi it is wheat and mustard. Then sesame, you can take cotton sesame, and sesame can be taken in Rabi also. Palm millet sesame, maize sesame. So, here you are seeing interesting fact that in Gujarat you can grow it in Kharif as well as in Rabi season. Haryana, you can see it is grown in Kharif, sesame and then wheat or mustard in Rabi season, and then you can take legume also in the rotation, sesame during Kharif and chickpea during Rabi season. So, this is 1 year rotation. Then in Karnataka, you can see sesame, horse gram, sesame chickpea, rice sesame, groundnut sesame. So, here also in Karnataka you are seeing that sesame can be grown or cultivated in Kharif season or rainy season as well as in Rabi season. In Rabi season it can be followed by groundnut or rice. So, Kerala, rice sesame and rice sesame. So, here it is being grown in the summer season. Now, see the case of Madhya Pradesh where sesame wheat is there. So, sesame in Kharif and wheat in Rabi, then sesame chickpea, cotton plus sesame, then wheat and rice sesame. In Maharashtra, you can see cotton sesame. So, cotton in Kharif and sesame in Rabi, and rice sesame, pigeon pea sesame, sorghum sesame and then sesame sorghum. So, here also in Maharashtra it is basically cultivated during Kharif season, but it is also cultivated in Rabi season. Then Odisha, rice sesame and potato sesame. Punjab, it is mostly during the Kharif season. In Rabi season it is not possible. So, sesame groundnut or maize or cotton or pearl millet, and then sesame chickpea, rapeseed or lentil. So, here in the last rotation you can see sesame followed by chickpea or rapeseed or lentil. In Rajasthan, sesame, wheat, mung bean or sesame, wheat or barley. Tamil Nadu, rice sesame, cowpea sesame, groundnut sesame, sesame mung bean, sesame sorghum or sesame finger millet. So, number of options are available for Tamil Nadu. For other states also, like in UP, you can have sesame chickpea or sesame mustard or sesame lentil or sesame barley. But here it is cultivated in Kharif season. In West Bengal, potato sesame and then rice potato sesame, rice sesame and mustard sesame. So, these are important sequential cropping system where sesame can be grown. Now, after this sequential cropping system, let us check sesame in intercropping systems. So, yields and returns are more when sesame is raised as pure crop than mixed or intercrop. However, in large parts of India, it is usually raised as a mixed or intercrop. Some popular mixed or intercropping systems followed in different regions are given in next slides. So, you can see some intercropping systems, a glimpse of different intercropping system state-wise. So, for example, in Bihar, you can have sesame plus maize in 2:1 ratio, sesame plus pigeon pea in 2:1 ratio. 2:1 ratio means the first crop, for example, here sesame is in 2 rows and pigeon pea or maize is in 1 row. So, that is why it is written that 2:1 ratio. Then for Karnataka, sesame plus groundnut 1:4, sesame plus pigeon pea 3:1, sesame plus castor 3:1, sesame plus pearl millet 3:1, sesame plus mung bean 2:2, 8:2, sesame plus groundnut 1:1. So here sesame plus groundnut 1:1 means one row of sesame and then one row of groundnut. That is why it is 1:1. In Gujarat, sesame-based intercropping system are sesame plus soybean 3:1, sesame plus pearl millet or kodo millet 3:1, sesame plus pigeon pea and sesame plus castor both 3:1. So sesame plus castor, 3 rows of sesame and 1 row of castor, that is 3:1. Now see the case of Punjab. In Punjab, sesame plus maize 2:1, sesame plus groundnut 2:4, sesame plus pigeon pea 3:1, sesame plus cotton 3:1. So you can see in Punjab there are number of crops where it can be intercropped like in maize, in groundnut and in pigeon pea and also in cotton. In Rajasthan it can be intercropped in pearl millet, cluster bean and moth bean also. So for example, for Rajasthan, sesame plus pearl millet 1:1, sesame plus moth bean 1:1, sesame plus cluster bean 1:1. Now Tamil Nadu, sesame plus mung bean 8:2. That means 8 rows of sesame and 2 rows of mung bean. Then sesame plus cowpea 8:2, sesame plus cotton 3:1, sesame plus groundnut 2:4 and sesame plus castor 3:1. So number of options are there, and these kind of intercropping systems are really beneficial, particularly when you have climatic risks are there. Now see the intercropping systems of sesame for Uttar Pradesh. Sesame plus mung bean 1:1, sesame plus pigeon pea 2:1, sesame plus maize 2:1 and sesame plus pearl millet 2:1. For Madhya Pradesh, sesame plus mung bean or urd bean, it is in 2:2 or 3:3 ratio. Means kind of smaller strips can be made, 2 rows of sesame and then 2 rows of either mung or urd. Similarly, sesame plus soybean in 2:1 or 2:2 ratio. For Odisha, sesame plus mung bean or sesame plus urd bean in 2:2 ratio and also sesame plus spring or summer groundnut 2:3 ratio. And for West Bengal, sesame plus spring or summer groundnut 1:3 or 2:2 ratio. 1:3 means 1 row of sesame and 3 rows of spring or summer groundnut, or 2:2 means 2 rows of sesame or plus 2 rows of spring or summer groundnut. Now friends, after this intercropping system and the sequential cropping system, this crop, the sesame, can be very well fitted in the rice fallows. So rice fallows are the land where the rice has been taken during the Kharif season, but in winter season or Rabi season, the fields remain vacated. So no crop is grown, but this sesame can be grown under certain conditions, certain areas of the country during Rabi season. So rice fallows offer immense opportunity for profitable sesame cultivation with least cost and risk. Rice fallows in light texture soils of Odisha, coastal Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, and in alluvial soils of Punjab, Haryana, Bihar and western UP after potato and rice are ideal for sesame. High residual moisture and fertility can be optimally utilized for reaping higher sesame yield. Now adopting zero tillage or minimum tillage to open seed furrow in such fallows helps good plant establishment. This also provides full growing season moisture with mulch protection of paddy straw. Line sowing with pelleted seeds would have the highest advantages. So you can do planting of sesame in the rice fallows, and you need to check the moisture conditions. If soil moisture is not ideally suiting for the plowing or field preparation, then direct seeding can be done even without a tillage, and that will save some energy, and that can also save some time and result in higher yield, or good yields can be obtained. Now coming to the varietal development, crop is highly sensitive to seasonal variations in day length and temperature. Thus, varieties recommended for commercial cultivation are location and season specific. Large number of varieties have been developed under All India Coordinated Soybean Improvement Project. Improved varieties are given in next slides. See the list of varieties which are recommended for different conditions in this table. So, you see first variety is SWB 32-10-1. It was released in 2008 and oil content is 48 to 52% and yield is 1200 to 1500 kilogram per hectare, and it is recommended for Rabi or summer in West Bengal. The features are it is 84 to 88 days variety and light brown seed. Next important variety is Jawahar Til 12, released in 2008. Oil content is 48 to 52% and yield is 700 to 750 kilogram per hectare, and situation is summer conditions of Madhya Pradesh. It is maturing in 82 to 85 days and seed color is white. Next important variety is Jawahar Til 14, released in 2008. Oil content is 50 to 53%. Yield is 700 to 750 kilogram per hectare and it is grown recommended for summer season in Madhya Pradesh. Duration of the variety is 82 to 85 days. Next is Gujarat Til 3. 2009 it was released. Oil content 48 to 52%. Yield is 750 to 800 kilogram per hectare and situations recommended is Kharif Saurashtra region of Gujarat, and then it matures in 84 to 88 days, roughly you can say 3 months around, and white bolled seed. RT 346 is next variety and year is 2009 when it was released, and 49 to 51% is the oil content and yield potential is 750 to 850 kilogram per hectare and grown in Kharif in Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra, and the duration is 82 to 86 days and it has got white seeds. Next variety is PKV NT11. It was released in 2009. Oil content is 50 to 53%. 800 to 850 kilogram per hectare is yield and recommended for Vidarbha region of Maharashtra during summer season, and matures in 88 to 92 days and seeds are white in color. DSS 9, it was released in 2009 and oil content 48 to 50%, yield potential 600 to 650 kilogram per hectare, and it is recommended for zone 1 and zone 2 of Karnataka and matures in 85 to 90 days and white bolled seeds. Next variety is RT 351. It was released in 2011 and oil content is 48 to 50% and yield is 700 to 800 kilogram per hectare, and it is recommended for Rajasthan, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Haryana and Punjab, and it is resistant to leaf curl and phyllodes virus. Next variety is Gujarat Til 4. It was released in 2012 and oil content in this is 48 to 52% and yield is 750 to 800 kilogram per hectare, recommended for Gujarat and white seed and early maturing varieties. HT 9713, which is also called as HT2, released in 2013. The oil content 48 to 50%, production is 650 to 750 kg per hectare and it is recommended for Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Delhi, and it has got white seed. Next is Smark 215 and oil content is 48 to 52%. 800 to 900 kilogram per hectare is yield potential, recommended for Odisha, and golden yellow bolled seed. Next variety is Shubhra It was released in 2015, oil content 48 to 52% and yield potential is 800 kilogram to 900 kilogram per hectare, recommended for Odisha, and it is a white seeded variety. VRI 3 2018 release year and 50 to 52% oil content, yield potential is 850 to 950 kilogram per hectare, recommended for Tamil Nadu, moderately resistant to macrophomina. Now you can see the summary of the varieties recommended for different states. For Assam, it is Uma TKG 21, Chhattisgarh Shekhar Amrit, Jharkhand PKDS 11, Jammu and Kashmir Brijeshwari, Northeastern states Uma TKG 21, TKG 22, TKG 55, RT 46, RT 125, these two varieties for Punjab, Haryana, UP and Rajasthan, and RT 346 again for Haryana, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Gujarat and adjoining areas of western UP. So this RT 346 has wider adaptability. Now friends, you have seen the varieties and it is really good to select the varieties which are recommended for a particular region. And there are also certain other criteria based upon which varieties for a region are chosen. So after choosing the variety, now it comes to be land preparation. So sesame crop requires a well pulverized seed bed with fine tilth for good germination. Soil is brought to a fine tilth by deep plowing, in summer followed by planking. Lands should be perfectly leveled to ensure that there is no waterlogging, and lands may be ridged to assist drainage in these areas where high intensity storms are common. So under those conditions, the proper arrangement for drainage of water should also be made. For a rabi crop, 2 to 3 harrowings followed by leveling is enough. Immediately prior to planting, lands should be harrowed to kill the weed growth, since sesame seedlings make slow initial growth. Weed control while plants are small is difficult, and the aim should be as weed free or a seed bed as possible. So kind of preventive measures should be adopted to control the weeds in sesame crop. Now seed treatment is important for sesame crop because it can help to prevent many fungal diseases. So seed can be treated with Thiram or Captan at the rate of 2.5 gram per kg of seed for prevention of seed-borne diseases. Where bacterial leaf spot occurs, seed can be treated or soaked with 30 minutes in a solution of Agromycin 100. Agromycin 100 is a kind of antibiotic. Its solution can be prepared, which is 0.025% solution and wettable solution for 6 hours. Means you can choose either of these solutions, Agromycin 100 or Serasan 0.05%. In the first case, you can keep for 30 minutes. In the case of Serasan, you can keep for 6 hours. So it will prevent bacterial leaf spot. Seed treatment with trichoderma at the rate of 6 to 10 gram per kg seed protects against soil-borne diseases. Means you can choose either of the two, either Thiram or Captan or trichoderma. And of course, if you have doubt, then bacterial leaf spot, the bactericidal treatment should be given. Now we come to the sowing time. The ideal time of sowing is important. Mostly grown in Kharif in Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha and Tamil Nadu, grown both in Kharif and Rabi season. Also grown as a summer crop in Odisha, Tamil Nadu, coastal Andhra Pradesh, Kerala and Gujarat under irrigation. It is grown both as a pre-Kharif and Kharif crop in West Bengal. Generally, higher yields are recorded with sowing immediately after the first rains in Kharif, because normally the delayed sowing will reduce the growth and yield of this crop. Very early sowing in Kharif season may enhance incidence of phyllodes, and delayed beyond mid-July reduces yield at many places. Means you cannot go for early sowing or too late sowing. So optimum sowing time is necessary. Otherwise, there may be some incidences, there may be some biotic or abiotic stresses. The recommended sowing time for different regions and seasons is given in next slides. So you can see for Andhra Pradesh in Kharif, first fortnight of May. In central Telangana, summer it is second fortnight of January. For Kharif crop, it is second fortnight of July. Assam, Kharif crop, July, August. Bihar, Kharif or summer, February to March. Gujarat, Kharif / Rabi, last week of June to second fortnight of July. Gujarat, summer, January, February. Karnataka North, Kharif crop, June to July. Karnataka South, Kharif, April to May. Likewise, you can see for Madhya Pradesh or Chhattisgarh, Kharif crop sowing time is the first week of July. For Maharashtra, Kharif crop second fortnight of June to first week of July. So likewise, you can see the ideal sowing times are different for different states. For Odisha, for example, in Rabi crop, September, October. For Punjab, Haryana, Kharif crop second fortnight of July. For Rajasthan, Kharif crop late June to early July. Likewise, for Tamil Nadu, Rabi crop, November, December is the sowing time. So one can understand the importance of sowing time. Now, sesame seed broadcast and line sown crops. So broadcast 4 to 7 kg seed per hectare. Row sowing, if you are going for row sowing, then 2.5 to 3 kg seed. In row sowing, the seed rate is less compared to broadcast method. Mixed or intercropping system, seed depends on proportion of the area occupied by the sesame crop. Spacing depends on growth habit of the variety, season and growing conditions. Now you can see the spacing for different states. So you can see for Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Gujarat and across the seasons. So generally speaking, you can see for many situations spacing is 30 into 10 to 15 centimeter, or you can see 30 into 15 centimeter under certain conditions. So here also for other states and many seasons, you are seeing the spacing is 30 by 10, 30 by 15, or sometimes in Tamil Nadu, for example, in summer or Rabi, you can increase spacing to 30 into 30 centimeter. Seed rate thinning should be done to ensure recommended plant spacing within a row. First thinning is to be done at 14 days after sowing and second at 21 days after sowing. Excess population reduces growth and yield. So we need to have the optimum population. Early thinning facilitates good crop establishment. Method of sowing, farmers usually sow sesame by hand and just scatter the seed and later hoe to cover the seeds. So this is just kind of broadcasting of the seed. Seed rate and size are small. Seeds are mixed with sand, soil or ash to increase volume, handle and to assist in even distribution. This is a quite common practice that is being practiced by the farmer. You can take some sand or some other fine material and mix the seed uniformly so that uniform broadcast of the seed can be done. For row sowing, seed drills may be used. Seeds may be placed. Shallow transplanting is not recommended. Mechanical planting done by hand-operated seeder units or animal-drawn drills or tractor-operated multi-purpose electronic controlled seeders are also available. Sowing can be done in lines or rows. The depth of planting is usually 2 to 5 centimeter, varies with time of planting and soil moisture in case of sesame. Large combined drills used for small grains are not suitable for sesame. Seed pelleting technology holds huge promise of multiple benefits for achieving higher sesame productivity. Multiple layers of seed coating can be made and seed pellets can be uniformly applied and sown in this crop. So this is an option. So overall, I hope that students have enjoyed this lecture. Thank you very much.